All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the channel. We are getting back into it with the weekly energy readings for all 12 zodiac signs. So go ahead and choose your sign in the timestamps below. You can watch for your sun, moon, and rising if you want to get a clearer picture of everything going on. But you can cross watch for other signs, whatever you want to do. But yeah. I just have to remember to put all the timestamps down as we go, so hopefully I'll do that. I'm intending for each zodiac sign to maybe be about 5 minutes, just to let's see, 12 signs times 5 minutes. Scratch that, everybody. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the time to do all 12 signs this week, so this is just the energy reading for the week of April 4th through the 10th. So there's no timestamp actually. Anyways, let's look into it. So let's just see what the week looks like. We got the Ace of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I know. This is a pick a card. How about that? So, very, very. No, I still don't have time for pick a card. I'm so sad. Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that weird intro. I know none of that intro came to be, but yeah. Oddly enough, this looks like a really good week. And I just say oddly enough because my energy has been fluctuating, my feelings, my mood. So, got the Four of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. Spirit seems to be insisting that this is a positive week for everybody. So, take that how that resonates. Oh, there was a wrong card in this deck. So at the start of the week, we've got the Ace of Wands with the Four of Swords, which to me says that you've got a brand new beginning here in some sort of way, but maybe it's at a slower kind of energy, one that takes careful planning. I think that makes sense since it is the beginning steps, but it's like a rocky start with the Four of Swords, at least in my situation. I'll try not to project all of my circumstances onto the reading, but generally when I do readings, I really connect with it, so it's hard to tell. But we've got Rocket Voyage, so something is definitely taking off here at the start of the week. I mean, technically, tomorrow is April 4th, and this time that I'm recording is the day before it, so maybe this is Spirit's way of telling me that, today might have felt rough. So some of you might relate to this, possibly, that maybe Sunday felt rough for you, but this is saying, tomorrow will be different. Or if you're watching this somewhere during the week, maybe the day that you're watching might feel rough, and this is also signaling tomorrow will be different. So this is when you start and get connected with the energy of the week is when things are really going to take off for you. It's frustrating because you'll have to do it from a place of really calm, collected thinking, needing to if any of you watched a series of Unfortunate Events or read that series, there are many times where the main characters end up in a very hopeless situation, and then they still find a way to become optimistic, to turn it around and use their existing resources in their current circumstances, and they pull off a victory pretty much. So this is saying you have the opportunity to do that, and that might be really frustrating because it's that makes it up to you. What happens on your journey, what happens with your week is dependent on you and you alone, and we all deserve to have support in others. In fact, that's what really got me down, that a lot of my support really let me down at the exact time that I needed it, and I kind of had to pull myself together and kind of reclaim that leadership role yet again and like kind of pull off a victory. And I feel like this is saying everyone who does that is going to get a really good start to their week. And I think like many of you listening that like that from it's like you'll notice that you picked yourself back up and really continued like somehow centering your thoughts on like the situation. You didn't give up on thinking about the situation. So like for me, I just went and laid down. I was like I like actively gave up on this situation. I was like, I'm canceling plans, I'm sorry. And then I like laid down, but I kept thinking about it, and like I got enough like I don't know, like self care within me. I don't even know what it was really. I was just like I don't know. I just felt like more disappointed. Like as much as I was so disappointed by like my surrounding situation that like it made me feel like giving up. The idea of me also giving up sounded even more disappointing, so I didn't. And I think that's the case for a lot of you listening, if that resonates with you. Others of you are just doing great and like really vibing in this energy already. So it just depends on where your mood is at the start of the week. But generally, even if your mood is on the heavier end, like what I was describing for myself, this is saying that those of you who resonate with that still have a very good start to your week and can really take off on a journey and get somewhere that brings you a lot of happiness. So if you're able to pull, if maybe this is the video that gives you that encouragement, because for me, it was like the slightest bits of like positive energy. Like for me, someone who really came through was like my sister. It felt like everyone else didn't come through, and it's different every time in life, or it's situational is what I mean to say. But anyways, like just like even though like a bunch of people let me down, that made me worry because I felt like I was gonna let her down, my sister. But then not only was she still really understanding, she was also like empathizing with my situation, and then that just gave me that extra boost of like, that's right. I still really, really would rather not let her down, even though like it's not like I actually was letting anyone down, I guess, because it's like my life, but it's like it gave me that encouragement, like that it showed me someone else was excited today, because like late last night I tried calling the people because I have like these, basically today was supposed to be a day of celebration, and when midnight came around I wanted to do like a H2O marathon because I've been watching these TikToks, so I like tried video calling the people who are supposed to be celebrating with me today. I'll just share it with you all on the channel because we're here. Basically, the news is that I'm moving, and the people I was moving with, or am moving with, I was like, yeah, it's midnight. Like, I pretty much got my energy back together of like, we should celebrate and try to like make a positive out of the day so that we've got the motivation we need to like move all the stuff and everything. But no. And then I ended up watching H2O by myself, and I'm just like, it was really hard is what I'm getting at. So like when I just like the slight like energy from like the people that I could tell out there that were still excited, like I did a personal reading with someone and I know that that person's excited. I know my friend who actually celebrated my birthday, even though weeks had passed my birthday, um, she still got me a birthday cake, and no one got me a birthday cake on my birthday. Um, so it's like that meant a lot to me, and that person's really excited about my move, and it's like I basically just tuned back in, knowing that there's energy out there that would be excited with me. That if I was in a different environment, that I'd be surrounded by energy celebrating. So it's like I listened to that part of the journey that was like rooting for me, and not to the part of the journey that's like undervaluing the situation or whatever, if that makes sense. Underappreciating me, things like that. And I even expressed like my hurt towards those people about like, this is how I feel. I feel hurt and betrayed. Like there's no other way to spin it. But I also did this thing where I did that from the Four of Swords energy, calm, collected. I didn't like exile them out of my life or make a sudden decision. I definitely thought about those types of things, but I was like, and shared some of those thoughts, but I was like, I'm not going to act on these thoughts though, because even though I now feel like these people don't care about me, I'm not going to let that convince me that I don't care about them all of a sudden. It's like, or that, I don't know. I basically just like still managed to maintain who I am at my core. And I feel like that really helped me. So hopefully this sharing helps with anyone out there if you're having a rough start to your week. But I'm definitely getting, there are a crowd of you out there where your start of your week is just lit. It's on fire. And you're really excited to get to work and to like go on this journey, whatever you've got planned for this week. It looks like you're excited about the now moment and like what's happening soon. Like you're just, yeah. And so maybe at the start of the week, it's more about pacing yourself because you're like waiting for those plans that are upcoming. But yeah, there's definitely some of you that are just like excited and it just doesn't look like any energy is really interfering with you. Yeah. And then in the middle of the week, we've got the King of Pentacles with the Ten of Cups. So, I mean, these are very stable energies. The King of Pentacles is someone that's doing really well in the material world. You're surrounded by peace. You've got peace about your circumstances, about your finances, about your community, knowing that you and the loved ones you're focusing on today, and by today I guess it's the middle of the week, but you're feeling like everyone is secure and happy and safe and cared for. Everyone's having a good time. The Ten of Cups is honestly like the same energy. You literally see like a family. Sure, it's like a traditional like I think it's called nuclear family or whatever. But like cuz traditional Rider-Waite tarot is traditional. But anyways, the point is that there's a family that's happy and celebrating, and it's like this is the same exact vibe. So that's what's going on in the middle of the week. And we'll clarify all of that with Spirit Oracle deck or card by Mystic Moon. Milk, nourishment. Yeah, you're literally providing for one another. So I feel like things are really coming together in the middle of the week. You've got a lot of love and support for you. And if any of you are just kind of having alone time somehow in the middle of the week, which I really think all like the vast majority of you listening, you're vibing with someone in the middle of the week here. But if any of you do happen to just kind of be having an alone time sort of thing, like you're taking a day to yourself, this is like you're feeling really nurtured by the universe. Like you're feeling all that community and that connection and love, but just kind of like in your own energy still. So yeah, take that how it resonates as well. Sorry, I had to clip this like hangnail. And then at the end of the week, we got the Wheel of Fortune with the Ace of Cups, which is pretty much the exact same cards in a different way as the Ten of Cups and King of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune is a 10, so that's like the Ten of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune is more earth-based. In fact, in this deck, it literally says element earth, and so it's also like the King of Pentacles. So it's like the same card. And then the Ace of Cups is obviously the renewal of the Ten of Cups, a new beginning there. So I feel like something major happens in your life in the middle of the week that brings you a lot of joy and happiness and peace. So this could be like successfully transitioning and successfully executing the ideas that you planned for. And as you created your vision, it came together. It probably comes out like it comes together at like slightly different or very different from how you imagined it. but it still ends up being a masterpiece, is what this is getting at. Like, Spirit is saying, even with all of the setbacks that might have happened that have maybe really been frustrating for any of you out there, when you do get to the sort of, I don't want to say end result because there's still more to go, but when you get to one of your major milestones here, of all the pieces that you have been working on that get pieced together, you will be happy with the result. You will be happy with the outcome and the final picture of it. You know? So maybe right now you're frustrated by all the things that are also already not going your way. You know, it's like when you start drawing and it's like your drawing that you were having a vision for is already not going how you wanted it to, but then as you let it finish and you look at it by the end, you're like, oh, I'm actually really happy with that. So that's what I'm getting for you. And then, yeah, at the end of the week, it looks like this cycle is going to continue onwards, where you're going to have a series of weeks of blessings rolling in. I think with the Wheel of Fortune, it's also saying, like, to take everything with gratitude, that honestly, with the Wheel of Fortune, there's going to be time, because the Wheel of Fortune is a wheel that contains all possible outcomes, you're also going to sometimes see the experience of those other outcomes. But it's mostly just showing you a series of possibilities. And that with the Ace of Cups, your heart kind of is saying that you don't have to spin the Wheel of Fortune. You can slowly dial the Wheel of Fortune. And even if you quote unquote miss it, you just keep dialing it again until it goes a full 360 again. So this is saying, like, with the Wheel of Fortune, there's happy times, there's sad times, there's fortunate times, and there's, like, maybe unfortunate times. I mean, it's a Wheel of Fortune, so that's kind of saying everything on the wheel is going to be a good thing, you know? And, okay. And I have to head out soon. But, yeah. And so, now that I've already kind of shared with the channel, if any of you are kind of piecing together why I have to cut the video short today, we're still moving. And it was up to me if we got the U-Haul today or not. And we're not ready for it, but I was like, it's a free U-Haul right now. It's like, I kind of like, it just makes a lot of sense. I'm like choosing my thoughts, logic, and like trying to stay strong with that over like how hurt that I am by the situation. But anyways, at the end of the week, and I should probably continue that message. The Wheel of Fortune is a wheel that all of the possibilities are actually contain some sort of fortune in them. But yeah, it's kind of like eye of the beholder or whatever that saying is. So certain ones that you're dialing through might not look as appealing. Like, it's like if a Wheel of Fortune was like about winning money, and there's like a $1, $5, $100, you know, and it keeps building up, and there's mostly ones and $5, and then there's like a very specific slot that's like those like jackpot numbers, you know. So it's like all the other fortunes are good, but there's, you know, it feels like you really want to tune in on like trying to get like a really high roll, really high spin on the Wheel of Fortune. But yeah, clarifying it, we get yellow, confidence, success, happiness, and optimism. These are like all of the words that come from these cards over here. Earlier, I was kind of talking about you're basically remaining optimistic, like listening to the encouraging thoughts instead of like the thoughts that are like telling you that it's ruined or whatever. So you somehow managed to remain on the bright side, and you like, because you knew you were only 5 minutes before the miracle. You're like, I'm not going to quit 5 minutes before the miracle. Maybe you did, but like 2 seconds before the miracle, you didn't quit. You know, like in the last possible second, you kind of could change your mind at any time. So this is just saying, like, if you know that there's approaching things that you are wishing would go well, but you're like hurt by how so many things have already kind of ruined the experience before it's even happened, if that's a crowd for any of you out there, this is your message to like just know, like keep track of the countdown on that, because it's never too late for you to change your mind, and that like there are a crowd of people out there that are excited for you and would totally be celebrating with you and treating and giving you the outcome that you really wished for that wouldn't have ruined it, you know? So it's frustrating, but just know that those people are out there and they're also struggling to connect with you all, because they're also sometimes surrounded by the same energies that also try and ruin like a celebration, or like uh, ruin an experience. And not that people are purposely ruining your experience. For some of you, there could be energies like that. I've definitely had those energies in my life before, but currently I can happily say that that's not my circumstance. I know that everyone is just trying to take care of themselves. I just ended up in the crossroads being the most hurt and betrayed. Uh, but yeah, just letting you all know that like in my circumstances, no one was like out to get me. So yeah, to the channel, also try to just have some understanding for the people involved in my situation, because I don't mean to paint that bad of a picture of these people, because they're still really, really lovely people. I do know this much. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you. Yeah, everybody. I almost said reading one, because again, I really wanted to do more readings, but just something for like, we'll get like a advice for the struggles that, advice for any challenging energy that you face today, as well as the blessing of what's going to be going on throughout the whole week for you. So your advice on any challenging energy is: onward, the journey begins. This is literally what I wrote. Wow, card number 61. So yeah, I mean, your advice for any challenge is to push through, to don't stop, don't quit on your goal. Go forward. You need to go forward is the advice. But something that's going to be going on as a good thing throughout the whole week for you: preparations being made, work in progress. So this is saying you will have support along the way consistently through the week. You're not gonna, like, sometimes it may not feel like that at times where you really need to push forward and go onward, but like you do have the support. Spirit has got your back. So that's what I have for you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I just need to change the title to weekly energy reading. General weekly energy reading, April 4th through the 10th. So yeah, that is everything. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Take care. And I'll definitely be doing a vlog of when I am officially moved into my new place. So you'll all see me there pretty soon. All right, take care.